Hi, I'm Rosemary from Twin Flame Healing. I'm going to say sorry in advance if it's really loud. I've got like huge construction workers just outside our building here, so it might be noisy. If not, then I didn't even have to mention it. Today I'd like to talk about how to move your focus from your twin flame experience to yourself. I read so much stuff on social media of people who just kind of obsessing with this other person. You know, you're worried that they're not messaging you back. You tend to stalk them on social media, seeing when they've been online last or posted last, or, you know, just totally obsessing that they're not contacting you or that they haven't messaged you as soon as you want them to. Just totally wanting to be engulfed in this human being, and you want them to be engulfed in you too. And ultimately, this isn't a very comfortable situation for you to be in. So I want to try and give you some tips on how to turn that focus around, to turn it onto yourself. Because everything about this journey is about you. There is nothing that this other person is going to do for you. They're not going to fulfill you. They're not going to do any of that for you. Your soul has chosen this journey for you to learn how to fulfill yourself. Your soul has chosen this journey for you to learn how to love yourself above anything else in the whole wide world. So, yes, it's tough. Yes, it feels lousy. Yes, you want it to be something that it's not. Yes, you're fighting and you're doing whatever you're doing, but like fighting yourself and the connection and whatever the story is. But understand that the harder you fight and the longer you fight and the longer you resist turning within, the longer the struggle is going to carry on for. I mean, I read of some people who have been going at this for 20 years. At some point, something's got to give, surely. So at some point, you got to realize that it is only about you and not about them. So, tips on how to shift your focus. I say you need to learn to love yourself on all levels. You need to learn to love your physical body. You need to love your spiritual body. You need to love your mental body and your emotional body. So I would think if you can find ways, ticking all those boxes every day to serve yourself. So, for example, to have spiritual food, meditate daily. You don't need to meditate for long if it's not something that you've done before. But what you can do is find a nice meditation online. There are tons of them. I'm going to be publishing one as soon as I can to give a chakra balancing meditation, because it is so important to keep your energy body clean and flowing and balanced. So even if you can find a chakra balancing meditation for the time being, even if you just sit for 3 minutes, but make a commitment to do it for you. So that's looking after your spiritual body, your mental body. Read. Find something that stimulates you mentally, that's teaching you something new. Learn a new language. Learn a new musical instrument. It doesn't have to be something like learning physics, but mentally stimulate yourself and find something that works for you. You know, find a book that's interesting. It can be a spiritual book, it can be anything, but do something that's making you think and use your mind and enhancing you as a human being. Okay, then on the emotional side, well, if you start taking care of your physical body, you will start taking care of your emotional body better. So maybe I should do physical body first. So physical is easy. Exercise, and there are tons of different ways to exercise. I mean, you can either go for a walk, cycle, yoga, qigong. There's tons of things that you can do. Go to the gym, swim, you know, just go for a hike in nature. There's just so many things you can do just to get your body moving. It doesn't mean that you have to, you know, go run a marathon by any means. No, it just means move your body. Your body houses your soul. It is actually one of the most beautiful, miraculous things that you've got right here. And we tend to overlook it so often. So exercise and eat well. You know, cut out junk food. Maybe, you know, smoke less or drink less if you do drink. And if you don't do any of that, hallelujah. Then maybe like cut sugar out, or maybe processed foods, or wheat or dairy, or maybe eat a little bit less meat, you know, or try and start incorporating more organic into your diet. But there's so many ways that we can physically support ourselves to start looking after ourselves better. Supplement is another amazing thing. I mean, I have certain supplements that I take every day of my life because they just make me feel so good when I do. And also, if I don't, then sometimes I have to hit the wall on certain things like iron. So supplements on things that work for you. I can always recommend that people should always take vitamin C and magnesium. They're amazing supplements. So that's what you can do for your physical body. When you start taking care of your physical body and your spiritual body, your vibration automatically starts to raise when you start, you know, stimulating yourself. So emotionally, immediately you are supporting yourself better. There are going to be times where it's going to be really hard. Emotionally, you don't want to be around toxicity. So are you in a job that you absolutely hate, or the people you're working with are awful? Maybe start looking for another job. You know, do you have relationships with people who treat you appallingly, or just toxic people that are really negative and just don't bring anything to you, but they just feed off your energy? Maybe it's time to like re-look at those connections and maybe step out of that. Those are really good ways to feed yourself emotionally. I also find like really good ways to feed yourself emotionally. Laugh. Find things that are funny. If you go read jokes online, or funny clips on YouTube, or something like that. I mean, I used to do that at one stage just so that I could laugh. It's so good for you to laugh. And then also be inspired. That feeds the emotional body in a huge way. When you read stories or watch TED Talks of the most inspiring stories of what people have overcome or what people are doing. So those are ways to feed the different bodies. So in doing that, you're taking focus and taking responsibility to yourself. You are saying, I'm in charge and I want to feel good and I want to feel better. So another good way to kind of mentally look after yourself, which actually feeds you on all levels, is you've got to learn to identify your ego. Your ego is the thing that's keeping you in this obsession that is not serving you and actually making you suffer. So at some point you need to realize, like, I don't want to actually attach to that anymore. I don't want to attach to what's making me feel uncomfortable, and learn to just live in and be as it is. I hope this has been useful. If you'd like to contact me to do energy healing for you, or if you'd like to contact me for a Twin Flame Soul Healing and Self-Mastery Coaching session, you can find me on Instagram or Facebook, Twin Flame Healing 1111, or you can email me, twinflamehealing11@gmail.com. As always, sending everybody enormous love, and please, everybody, love yourselves. You're wonderful.